What if I told you that there was a way to trip forever? To exist in the fantastical realm indefinitely, but it involved drilling a hole through your skull. Yes, this is probably one of the more crazy ideas I've talked about on this channel, and kids, if you have somehow stumbled onto this video, do not try this at home. Okay, so now that that's out of the way, yes, trepanation. The name given to the procedure which involves drilling out a portion of the skull to leave an aperture so that the person feels as if they are on a psychedelic trip indefinitely. And before you become too hasty and dismiss this as pure over-radicalized nonsense, I'd like to mention that this is a procedure considered more than common when one flicks through the pages of the history books, with one of the most recent examples involving a quaint aristocratic Englishwoman performing this procedure one afternoon out of her old stately home in the English countryside with the help of a friend, during the 70s, when trepanning became a fad almost to many curious psychonauts. The person being one Amanda Fielding, Countess of Wemyss, who since performing the procedure has gone on to lead a decorated career in physiology, psychology and psychedelic related fields, establishing even a foundation dedicated to those topics known as the Beckley Foundation, quoting even that the procedure expands your consciousness and enhances the effects of psychedelics. But with the most recent example now aside, trepanation really is a historically significant and significantly interesting practice that has been found evident in multiple ancient civilizations all around the world. Africa, Polynesia, ancient Greece, North and South America, the Far East, and so on, with earliest records dating back approximately 7,000 years ago. The main reason for most of these cases admittedly being mostly medical in nature, performed either to treat cranial disease or to release cranial pressure. But beyond this, many archaeological digs have found evidence which suggests ulterior motives, from the belief that the hole would allow for the release of evil spirits, bring about shamanic inclination, or even grant supernatural abilities, with some of these beliefs carrying on into the present day as well, where certain religions and creeds still regard it as religious ritual, or even a gateway to transcendence, all very reminiscent of a conventional trip, but this time, at least for as long as the hole remains, for everlasting. But beyond all these fantastical notions, is there actually any science behind trepanation that may support these theories of increased brain functionality, capacity, or supernatural capabilities? Well, an article published on the Beckley Foundation's website says that the brain's productivity depends on essentially three factors: blood flow, mobility of cerebral spinal fluid, and the flexibility of the skull, wherein an increase of skull flexibility would accommodate an increase in blood flow and cerebral spinal fluid, leading to heightened performance, supported by the research of Professor Yuri Moskalenko, stating a trepaned skull experiences an 8 to 10% increase in blood during each pulse stroke. The concept of heightened brain functionality can find basis beyond just the realms of mysticism, but even now in science as well. But paying homage to realms beyond just the logical sciences, to ones more so concerning of mysticism, psychedelia, and spirituality, what more can be said about trepanation? Well, many creeds and religions of old believed that trepanation played an important role in enabling chakras, opening third eyes, and consequently improving intuition, creativity, and spirituality dependent on where the site of trepanation took place. As the most common place of trepanation, according to ancient texts, as well as evidence gathered from archaeological digs, was found consistently to be directly upon the geometric center of the cranium, the location of the crown chakra, and directly above the third eye chakra. Many ancient religions, and even ones current, believe that trepanation allowed for a freeing of these energies, whereby the person would experience a permanent enhancement of mental and spiritual faculty, leading to increases in calm, intuitive thought, and even propensity to enlightenment. And these ideas are consistent with recounts of those trepaned. In an interview with Fielding, where she spoke of a friend who had also been trepaned, she mentioned that, "I noticed a definite change in him, a mellowing, a lessening of the neurotic behavior that we all have, and that she herself felt a feeling of rising slowly and gently to levels that felt good, and that amongst her calm, she would feel more prone to intuitive thought, even when she didn't add the use of psychoactives to further enhance the experience." Two examples bringing positive and eye-opening answers to the questionable and radical procedure that is trepanation. The only question remaining now is, will the practice of trepanation rise in popularity in today's society, just like it did in the 70s, just like it did in ancient times? Will this peculiar and profound procedure find a place in society once again amongst this ongoing psychedelic renaissance? Only time will tell.